And hello everybody, welcome back. I'm glad to see you again. We're now here today to do part 2 of the double-headed Class 37 cement haul, timetabled as 6S83 Clitheroe to Gunnie, part 2. Yes, so without wasting any more time, let's get onto this beast and get started. So here we are in this beautiful Class 37 cab with these lovely arched windows and this steampunk feel cab, isn't it? Just beautiful. So let's get this door closed, stop romanticizing about everything, and get our AWAS isolation switch sorted out, and our changeover lever, which I need to get in this chair, switch off that dreadful noise, as you know we all must hate. Master switch on. Now isn't that amazing? I've managed to switch the master key on straight away this time. If you watched part 1, you will know that it took me about 5 minutes to switch the master key on, because I just couldn't grab hold of it, because sometimes playing on the Xbox makes it a little bit difficult with the controller to grab some of these controls. So first things first, I'm going to get this loco brake on, because we are on a hill and I don't want us rolling off. Let's get some switches sorted. So route indicator on, tail lights off, instrument light on, we'll have a bit of that. Oh, I can hear a Class 87 approaching. Lovely. We're probably going to be going to be given the go-ahead after that's gone. I think it was an express going to Carlisle. Anyway, I've lost track of my settings here. Let's get the headlight on too, and let's get our reverser into forward, and let's release the brakes so that we're all ready to go. And we've been given the yellow light, so I think we can get the throttle on and give it perhaps just a little tiny bit of throttle. Get this loco brake off so that we don't start rolling back. And now we're starting to make a gradual creep forward. We've got a 10-mile-an-hour speed limit, so we need to be a little bit careful here that we don't run over the speed limit. It's normally a 10 or 15 mile an hour speed limit when crossing points of this nature. I'm taking the throttle fully off now. I'm probably going to have to apply a little bit of brake in a moment, because we are going downhill. And if you remember from part 1 of this, I needed to apply 2 brake applications to create any kind of effect on the braking for this Class 37, because of the cement tanks that were this large. haul of cement we're carrying is obviously very heavy, and obviously requires a lot more braking than a passenger train would need. So I think we'll be yeah, we've just knocked up to 60, so we can start applying some throttle here. So let's go for it. We don't want to go out of the green, otherwise we're going to blow up. And we're on full. It's allowing us to go to full without losing it, but probably the reason for that is we're going downhill, and you can see we're picking up speed pretty quickly, which would not have been the case had we been climbing. So while we're picking up some speed, let's just have a look outside. Wow, look at that scenery. Isn't that just beautiful? Let's just have a look at our train. Yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just look at her. Oh my God, she's gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that going around the corner there. That's she's banking a little there as well. Wow. Yeah. It's a dream to actually have a cab ride of mine. It's one of my ambitions. In a class 37. I think you can, they can be arranged. So I just need to keep hinting at my family, I guess, to give me a surprise. Now let's just have a look at this scenery. Wow. Yeah, can't see probably, these trees are in the way. Maybe the trees will clear in a moment. But yeah, I'm sorry it's taken 2 weeks for me to come back and do part 2. So we've been sat in that siding. We are another class 87. We've been sat in that siding for 2 weeks now, waiting for me to come back to complete this journey. And I'm so sorry it's taken so long. Let's just have a quick look outside at that scenery. I'm sorry it has taken so long for me to come back and carry on with this glorious journey. Ooh, we've just hit 60, so we need to get some brake on here. So I've done a double application. I think we just saved ourselves from breaking the speed limit. Yeah, unfortunately, I've just had everything has just been in my way in blocking me from getting back in the cab. Things that have happened to me, both my personal life and also some of my work as well, and it's just stopped me from being able to come back and get back in the cab. But anyway, obviously you don't want to hear about my woes. We're just here simply to enjoy this pleasant, well, I hope it to be a pleasant journey. So looks like we've got a yellow coming up here. Yeah, we have, yeah. Am I blind or something? We need to start braking now. A double application. In fact, I'm wondering whether I should give it 3 applications of brake here, because I do like to knock it down into the 30s when we're in a yellow aspect area. Apparently there is no set rules for the speed limit within a yeah, there's no set speed limit when you're in a yellow aspect zone. Oh yeah, look at this. We've got a marker board, a black marker board. That's for the T-Bay neutral zone. That's coming up, and obviously we don't need to worry about that because we're in a diesel. As you'll know, I've been brainwashed, and my brain hurts now because of having to make, well, not having to make, but I wanted to make some neutral zone videos. If you haven't seen them, then take a look in my train sim playlist, and that will help you identify where all the neutral zones are, approaching them from both directions, from either Carlisle or from Preston, because I know that there's quite a few people struggling, including myself, as to where the locations of these zones are. But let's try and not mention them anymore, because I spent quite a bit of time. Now we've got a red coming up, and I can just about see it, so we need to slam these brakes on a little. Oh, it's changed to yellow, so we can release our brakes now. But we've got a 20 mile an hour speed limit coming up, and as you can see from the signal here, we're veering off to the left into a loop or siding. Are our brakes fully sorted, so we can apply a little bit of throttle, because the speed limit is 20. So you can see here is, I said I wouldn't mention it, but you can see here is the T-Bay neutral zone. Isn't it much easier to see the boards when you're going a lot slower? Yeah, now when I was doing part 1, I thought it was part 1 that included this section of the route. But it didn't. We'd stopped somewhere else, and I've forgotten the name of it now, so you'll have to go back to part 1 and watch it to see where we stopped. So my brakes are off, and I'm just going to add a little bit of throttle, because we're going uphill here. Because it's towards the end of this loop where we need to stop. But I don't want to push it too hard, because the last thing I need now is a spad. Because another reason why I've struggled to get a video out, I've attempted to make this video, this is now the 4th time I've attempted to make this video, because partly because of mistakes I've made myself, but also issues that have arisen with my recording setup. I've had full fibre fitted, and for some reason it's interfered with the way my laptop perceives the stream from my Xbox, and maybe it's best we just don't go there, but it's taken 4 attempts to try and record this video, so this is the 4th attempt. I don't know if I can do it again, as much as I love this particular journey that's timetabled in. I don't think I can put myself through it again, so I hope this works this time. I had sound issues, I had picture quality issues, Oh, the list is endless. And then me not pressing record on the OBS. So we're getting quite close to stopping here now. I hope we stop. See, we've got a little bit of a an incline here, so right, let's play safe and get this thing to stop. I don't care if we don't hit the mark. That will do me just fine. 16 yards off is not too bad. Right, so let's just put it into full service, shall we? And let's get the loco brake on. I don't want us rolling off anywhere. And let's get this into neutral, shall we? Remind me when we get back in. Is there a neutral? I'll just leave it in engine. Yeah, so I don't want to waste too much time in the cab here because I want us to go and explore this beautiful area we've just stopped in. So I'm going to use the drone camera, and if you want to use the drone, which allows you to explore much further around the area, if you press down on your left, it's not lever, is it? Stick, and then use your D-pad and click 5 times, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think that's right. Please tell me that's right. It appears to be, yeah. So first of all, before we go and have a look up here at this beautiful little terraced street, terrace street, we'll just have a quick look at me, shall we? Look at me. Let's look at me. There's me. And look at this beautiful nose on the front of the Class 37. I just love that nose. And I've got, if I can get a bit lower down, let me get me lower down. You can see I've got, look the other way, mate. See, I've got a ponytail. I'd love to have a ponytail, but in real life I am bald. So it's just not going to happen, is it? Apparently, I had read somewhere that one of the design reasons for this nose was to help drivers not get hypnotized by the tracks as you're running along the tracks, because I suppose they can be a little bit hypnotic, can't they, really? But I don't really think, I mean, as you know, most locos are flat-faced anyway, so now what we're going to do is we're going to drift away over towards this river. We might have a look at the river in a little bit more detail later on, but let's get away from the noise of that Class 37 and just enjoy the noise of that river. Listen to that river. Oh, isn't it beautiful? Isn't the countryside just great? I'm so fortunate that I live in North Wales, and I am able to enjoy a similar tranquility. So yeah, here's the road. Now, I didn't know this was a thing, but some of you may already know who play regularly, but when I came up here, I walked onto the road, and this happened. Yes, the cars stop. Now, and obviously, people have got very little patience, and so they're hooting me out of the way, and I'm starting to cause a bit of a traffic jam here now. So this made me chuckle when I discovered this, because not bringing any politics into Train Sim World, because politics are not allowed, so we don't do politics, but I will mention that it just felt like I was doing a what they call it, what's the name of the organisation, Just Stop Oil protest here. So yeah, See, look, he's trying to push me off the road. Can we get lane 2 to stop as well? Will lane 2 stop? Yeah, he stopped as well. So, oh look at the tyre. How's he doing so well? Alright, okay. I'll move in a minute, I'm just talking. I'm doing a BBC report here on Just Stop Oil. Yeah, he's got a flat tyre, hasn't he? So, should we stop and help him? Anyway, they're obviously going to be late for work, so with the congestion I'm causing here, so let's just pull back and allow them to swiftly move on. But yeah, that just made me laugh. Anyway, I'm easily chuckled. So, what are we doing now? What we're going to do now is we're going to head back down. Just having a look at the clock. We've got 10 minutes left before we need to move on. So, and it'd be nice to try and keep to the timetable time. So here we are again. I think these cement wagons come with, well, maybe if another E&P, in fact, yeah, I'm going to give a shout out to another E&P who commented on my part 1 video of this journey, and he was able to confirm that class 37 comes as standard with the Tees Valley route. It doesn't come as an extra add-on to the Tees Valley route. I couldn't quite remember in the video, so thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, so a big shout out to you, because it's nice to receive comments. It helps with my channel, and it helps me to learn new things and find out about different things about routes I have no familiarity. I can't say that word, so what word can I use that I'm not familiar with anyway. So another E&P, can you please tell me what this is? I'm assuming it's some kind of antennae, and I know that it's definitely not a telephone antennae, mobile one anyway, because obviously there wasn't mobile phones in this era. But it looks like some kind of antenna. It's got a ladder in it. It's got a ladder which I most definitely would not climb up. In fact, it won't let us go to the top, which I'm quite glad about, because I suffer from vertigo anyway, you know. Just standing on a chair's enough. Anyway, so we're in some kind of British Rail, you know, I was going to say workman, workpersons, British Rail staff depot area that functions. I don't know what functions it has, but this cabin, I don't know, that looks like it must be some kind of, I don't know, maybe it's a telephone exchange thing or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to make any more guesses, because I didn't know what the towers were in part 1, but I'm starting to think that they were fulfilling with, what were they called, with gravel, I don't know. But look at this, isn't that that's a transit van, isn't it? Look at it. Well, it's meant to be a transit van anyway. Wow. So yeah, I don't know what this place is. There's no strong indications here to kind of tell me what it is, but obviously, anyway, if you know, tell me. I'd love to know more. I should do my own research, really, shouldn't I, to try and find out a little bit more about things. But let's pop up here. So we got this lovely street, this terraced street here, and these houses here look identical to the houses in a place where I used to live before where I live now, just a couple of miles down the road, a place called Carlisle. The houses looked like that design. Someone's got their washing out there. Yeah. So let's take a walk, or rather a drone flyby. Now, I was looking at this street the other night on one of my attempts to record this, and I saw this this little cat. I mean, I think it's a cat. Yeah, it's a cat, isn't it? In the window there, which made me chuckle. But it spooked me out because from a distance it looked like, I don't know, something like from a horror show or something. But the windows, the way the light's shining off these windows, this reminded me something from the 80s. During the 80s, nobody could afford double glazing. And in the winter time, people used to put a sheet of plastic over their windows to try and act as a double layer to their windows to keep the frost out. I mean, the ice on my windows didn't used to be on the outside, but also on the inside of my bedroom window. I mean, those were cold winters. Not like this cold winter we've just had now, but everything seems to have ground to a halt when we just have a flake of snow these days. Anyway, that's going down the political road a little bit, but nothing seems to get done. Where in those days, everybody pulled together, the local farmer would be out, he'd be ploughing the street, because you had really deep snow in those days. But yeah, isn't this a lovely little... Oh, I can hear a train. It sounds like an 87. And it's freight. I haven't driven a Class 87 with freight in the daytime yet. They've always been evening. I've not recorded them though, because obviously nighttime stuff doesn't show very well on video. So let's just take a quick look around the back here. So yeah. Now the only thing I would say here is that obviously there would be gates on the back of this wall, but I'm not going to complain. The walls are quite high as well, aren't they, really? Perhaps the neighbours are not very friendly. In fact, I bet that the walls are thicker than the buildings. Yeah, so what have we got here? So we've got another dwelling, and we've got a hotel, and it's called the 40, is it? Does that say 40 Hotel? I don't know whether that's some kind of internal message there of some sort, but I don't know whether it's called the 40 Hotel in real life. I'm doubting it would be called that. And look at this, the old red telephone box. Don't you just miss them? I just wish they'd do away with mobile phones, I'm getting so nostalgic here now, aren't I? Things are just too fast these days. This is one of the reasons why I love playing the BR Blue era, because it just takes you back to a time when things were just a lot more simple. Oh, they got fences here, but they're still missing back gates. That's nice. That's cool. So we got a greenhouse. Looks like they're growing pumpkins in there, maybe. I don't know. Another greenhouse, is it? So let's try. Now, wouldn't it be nice if there was a couple of AI people knocking around here? Say an old chap here smoking his pipe. Yeah, I can hear another Class 87. And that one's a passenger. Now we're getting close to our departure time, so I need to move on. Yeah, so we've seen enough of terraced houses. Now we know what terraced houses look like. Am I still recording? I'm so paranoid, you know, because now I found this interesting. It looks like a shared allotment. Now tide is Welsh for grandad. He used to live in a row of terraced houses like this, and at the end of the terraced houses there was a piece of land similar to this, which was a shared allotment. So him and his neighbour used to work together. They had a huge, long greenhouse where they grew tomatoes, and then he used to then sell them in the work social club. Yeah, so we've got a bit of an allotment here. Looks a little bit overgrown now. So as you can hear, I don't know if you can hear, because the OBS doesn't seem to record all the noises, but I can hear running water. And there it is, it's down here, so it's taken us back down to the river. And I can, just imagine myself sat here in this little bit of sun, doing a little bit of fishing and listening. Can you hear the water? Can you hear the water? Oh, that's just so tranquil. It's good therapy. It's like AMSR. I don't know if you've heard of AMSR, but it's like a kind of therapy where you listen to tranquil sounds or whispering voices. And whispering voices can sound quite relaxing, particularly a female voice. But males male voices do AMSR as well. It doesn't have to be female. Right, now we're late, we're running late, we need to get going. But when I was looking at this water, I thought, ooh, I wonder if you can go into the water. So I did, and look at that. There's the bed of the river. But sadly, when you look up, all the water's gone. But it's not a complaint, because, come on, everything else is just perfect. Right, let's get back in the cab. So we're in. Now then, I can't remember what I switched off. I didn't switch off the master key, we just got engine running, didn't I? So we need to get that into forward. Charge the brake, I think. We've got our green light. And let's get our throttle on. A little bit of power. And let's get this loco brake off. And hopefully we should start moving. It looks like we need a little bit more throttle. Yeah, we're going now. What's our speed limit here? We're going to be hitting... Sounds like we've still got our brake on, doesn't it? But we haven't. We need to drop down to 15. Well, we haven't reached 15 yet, but we need to make sure we don't go over 15 miles an hour coming out of this loop. I'm just going to concentrate for a little bit, so bear with me. Not that you need tons of concentration with driving a class 37, because the speeds are relatively slow. Listen to that beast of an engine just growling along, isn't it just beautiful? So there we are, creeping out of T-Bay. Wow, just listen to it. It's just beautiful. Even the sound of the The cement wagons. Anyway, let's get back in. We can get our throttle up now. Can we go to full power? Without... Yes, we could do full power. So we've probably got a little bit of clag here, a bit of thrash or clag. What's the difference? Can someone tell me what's the difference between thrash and clag? I don't know which way, which of each mean what. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Maybe another E&P can tell me that. I'm not sure if I gave a shout out to Duxford as well, but hey, I'm giving you another shout out, Duxford. Thank you for your kind comment and saying you enjoyed the video. Good video, thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, so please like and subscribe. Please leave comments. It's surprising how helpful leaving comments are to my videos. They help the channel to grow, and it just helps with everything, because I'm having to really tidy and clean up my channel, which I've had since 2006, and because of various things I've had on the channel over the years and changes with YouTube policies, I'm not allowed to monetize my channel in its current state, even though I've got well over 1,000 subscribers. So I've had to delete some of the videos, and where I had originally over 10,000 viewing hours, I've now only got 400 viewing hours, because deleting those videos have deleted those watch hours, and that's upset me a little, because it's going to take quite a little bit of time to rebuild that 4,000 hours back up before they will allow me to monetize my channel. I feel it's a little bit unfair, really, but these giant companies, you know, they write the rule book, and it is what it is, and that's what the rules are. So anyway, something that I would like to do for you, for those of you who are returning viewers, if you would like, as a thank you to you, if you leave a comment in the comments, obviously, and say something like, if you mention you would like to be a free supporter. I say free supporter because I'm not expecting you to make donations. You can make donations if you wish, but because you can buy me a coffee, and there's a PayPal donation link on my channel, but I'm not bothered about that. I'm doing this for fun, really, because I don't think I'm ever going to be able to monetize this channel, because I'm sure YouTube will put some other brick wall in front of me by the time I achieve 4,000 hours anyway. But as a thank you to you, as just a watcher, as a returning watcher, if you mention in the comments that you would like to be a free supporter, and then leave your name or your username that you use for YouTube, then I will credit you at the end of each future video in the credits. I currently don't run credits, but I'm thinking of putting some end credits on my videos. Oh, look at that, class 37 on its own. Ooh, it looked good. Ooh, I'm sure it was a class 37, wasn't it? I'm not going to know now until I watch it back. Yeah, so because sometimes it's nice to see a name appear on a video. So yeah, so if you would like a mention, just comment, let me know, and I'll put you in the credits at the end. Oh dear. Right, I'm just going to do a technical check because, yeah, my microphone's still working, and my OBS is still recording. Oh dear. Yeah, I had so much trouble trying to record it. This is the 4th attempt because the OBS wasn't capturing. Well, no, it wasn't OBS. There was nothing wrong with OBS. OBS works perfectly. It's just that my network wasn't transferring the stream to my OBS sufficiently enough, and all my entire video was pixelated, and I had a lovely commentary. Yeah, so I recorded that last night. What day is it today? It's Sunday the 12th of January, and by the time I'd recorded it, I was just too tired to record it again. So and then the night before I tried recording, and I had other technical issues, plus I wasn't focused properly, and the fact that I hadn't played the game for about 2 weeks meant that I'd become really rusty, and I just couldn't drive the train properly at all. I mean, if it had recorded properly, I would have included it. In fact, I would have used them as outtakes in this video, but the audio hadn't recorded properly neither. It just turned into a disaster. So each recording has been a disaster. But my determination to get this video done is important to me. So, ran over. Let's have another look outside. So, we're climbing up now. We can see, even though we got 2 engines, 2 locos pulling, I wouldn't say it's struggling, but you know, it's really having to work hard to make its progress up this hill. Yeah. We're stuck in the smoke there. We're going to get covered in fumes. Oh, what's this? I've not seen this before. Little bridge here. Walkway. That might be a walkway for not just people but cows. I've been wondering what the hell am I going on about. If you live in a city or something, what do you mean a walkway for cows? Well, in some cases, some of the roads where I live, especially like the A55, which is the main artery that runs through North Wales to Holyhead and then access Dublin via ferry. There's some bridges which run over the roads, and where are we now? I'm not quite sure where we are now. Will it say on the map? Let's see if it says on the map where we are. We're at Harrison Sidings, I think. So we've just gone through the Shap summit. And without Harrison sidings. Hardendale, does that say? I don't want to try any other attempts at pronouncing that in case it starts not sounding right. Oh right, so yeah, I'm aware of these. Are these called YJC hoppers? They come with one of the routes. They got coal in them. Normally they carry gravel. I used to see them go through North Wales a lot. Yeah, I can't remember what route they spawn in from. It's one of the coastal routes. I think it's Cornwall route. And there's a class 37 in there and a class 150, I think it is. Yeah, so they will spawn into this route if you've got that route. I've said in previous videos, if you can afford to, do buy all the other previous released routes that correspond with this. If you go on the Just Trains website, you can find a list. Oh, we're breaking the speed limit here. Me babbling away. Let's get these brakes on. We've got some kind of processing plant here. Naughty Dave, naughty. So, I don't know what that does. Those of you who are familiar with this area, could you please say what it processes? Oh look, I'm applying too much brake here. Oh, we can oh no, I did this yesterday. I put the emergency brake on by accident. Oh my god, we're going to end up stopped in a minute. We might be able to just salvage this. At least we're on the flat anyway. It gives us an opportunity to see a little bit of thrash. Well, at least we've done a brake test anyway. A little bit late in the journey, but we've done a brake test. Yeah, what I found out is that see how easy it is to get yourself distracted by things. But my excuse, I've always got an excuse. No, I'm not an expert at this game by no means. But my excuse is that on the Xbox, the left trigger, which is used for braking, is below the top left bumper, which is used for recharging. And sometimes when you press the recharge button, as you can see I'm pressing it now, you can accidentally press the brake, which is just below it. Those of you who play Xbox will know what I'm talking about, and so you can end up pressing the emergency, going into emergency mode. But thankfully in the class 37 in the old diesels, it must be a thing with the old diesels, normally when you go into emergency mode on a modern train, it brings the train to a stop and then you have to wait for it to reset. Phew, thank God we didn't do that. So the sun is setting. Look at that beautiful sun up there. We've got 27 miles to go. And the time of day is 10 to 8. I'm not very good at the 24-hour clock, but yeah, that is 10 to 8. So I am reading that right, aren't I? So we're due in Carlisle at 8:30. We may get there a little bit earlier, provided we don't get stopped or... Now we got some cows here, grazing away, enjoying the last elements of the day, and we got some sheep here. Now I love those little touches. I know they're not moving, but when I was playing this... Oh look, we're speeding. Why didn't you tell me? Oh dear. Let's get these brakes on. It doesn't matter. You got to give me some slack, lads, because this is the 4th or 10th, and it's doing the same route. Well, not the same route, the same journey. On now what is the 4th time. Starts to become quite draining. Thankfully though, this is a lovely route. Now I want to go and see those sheep. No, it's not having it. What I'm trying to do is to show you that the sheep actually do make sheep noises, like, you know, they don't bark, do they, sheep? I should know because there's plenty of sheep round here. They go meh anyway, don't they? Bah, bah. And the cows moo. We need to put our brakes on, boys. 2 applications, remember, when pulling heavy freight. We've only dropped it by 1. I'm not happy with that. I'm going to give it another double wanging and a double hit of brake. This is quite a steep decline here. I still seem to be recording my audio without any problems, because I know I record my audio separately, so I've got a better microphone if I record it separately. Plus it gives me more control in the edit suite on the audio levels, but it runs on a battery. Applying quite a lot of brake here now. I can actually feel the cement wagons pushing me down this hill. It must be quite scary. Oh, we've got a Class 87, another freight with a little bit of coal on the back. I've braked too much there by being taken in by that Class 87. There's a lot of freight on the day. Well, it's not daytime really, is it? We are in the summer. In the evening. Let's smack this throttle in. So do another exterior shot. Can we hear these sheep up here? Yeah, did you hear them? I could anyway. Not all of the audio transfers over. It's a nice shot. Now if we just get in the cab in a minute and just look outside and take a look back, we can take a check on our that we've still got that we're still pulling everything and we haven't lost all our wagons, which is what a real driver would do. when they first start their journey, they look back. I've forgotten how you get back into the cab now. Oh, please, somebody tell me, how do I get back into my cab? Phew. Oh my god, I had a heart attack then. I thought I was never going to be able to get back in my cab. Yeah, you can look through the window and look back, and you would check that, you know, everything seems in order. And Dad's rail told me that. Well, he didn't tell me. I don't know him personally, but on one of his videos, I think he's posted a video in the last couple of days, which I want to check out because I like watching his videos. Yeah, and you're supposed to do a brake test as well, which I don't do, I know. You know, if I'm playing a train simulation program, I should do all the right maneuvers, shouldn't I? Right, we've hit 60, so we need to get all this throttle off. Got 20 miles to go to Carlisle. Breaking the speed limit slightly here. We're going to have a lot of red dots, aren't we, on our final scoreboard? Is it a scoreboard? I don't know. You tell me. So, this is quite therapeutic, all this lovely sun shining and reflecting off the railway line here. I need to try and find a sweet spot. Some more sheep. Getting obsessed with sheep now. Well, at least it's better than getting obsessed with marker boards. Look, more sheep. Sheep! There's sheep everywhere. There's not many cattle though. I was talking to the farmer that lives by me, who's also a milkman. And God, these milkmen, these farmers, you know, they work hard. You know, they really do work hard. They work. I don't even know how they manage to sleep, to be honest with you. But they do live to a good old age, most farmers. I was talking to him and he was telling me, you know, with all this bad weather we've been having, with the snow and ice, particularly the ice, they've been having to lead the cattle into the sheds one by one, whereas normally they're kind of all herded in together. But they've had to help them all in one by one, which obviously takes a lot longer to do because they've been breaking their legs on the ice. And you don't want that happening because that takes time, then, you know, having to deal with vets and everything. So I was quite sad to hear, you know, he's struggling at the moment, and then he's having to conduct the milk rounds in this snow. But we haven't seen a bin wagon round here since before Christmas. I'm bordering on politics here, aren't I? But I'm just going to say it, you know, Sainsbury's and all the other shops and delivery people, Amazon, have all managed to deliver all their packages in this snow. fair play on them, well done, you know, big shout out to them. But the bin collection service has been non-existent since before Christmas because of the bad weather. Right, we've got a marker board here. This is for Penrith. So we're just entering Penrith now. I'm starting to learn the names of the places where we're approaching, but which is good. You know, I like the let's have a shot here from outside. Wow, we're gonna knock people over here. I don't know what I'm saying, but we need our bins emptying, and they haven't been done since before Christmas. Now you see, if they use their gritters to come round and grit the road, which they haven't been doing, then they would be able to get their wagons here to come and we've just gone through the neutral zone, by the way. Then, you know, our bins would have been emptied, but they won't send gritting machines, the gritting trucks around residential estates. They used to, in the olden days, in this era that we're playing this train in. Anyway, let's get back to relaxing and enjoying this journey, because that's what playing this game is about. Look at that sun against this is that corn there, or maize? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Not quite sure what it is. It might just be an overgrown field of long grass. Oh wow. Don't you just love this route? She's purring at the moment, isn't she? She's just purring along. Coasting, as they say. Coasting. I think I used the word gliding along in my last part 1 version of this. Oh, another class 87 pulling in freight. Freight wagons are quite long. Yeah. I do like a long rake. Sorry. I do like a long rake. They just look impressive. I used to have a model railway, and I paid hundreds of pounds for all these hoppers, because I think I'd counted in real life that they used to pull about 50 odd hoppers. Now 50 Bachmann hoppers are very expensive, because they're, I think at the time they're probably even more expensive now. They were like 36 to 40 pound per hopper. So you do the maths. And they were weathered ones as well. They looked awesome. But I haven't done anything with my model railway in the loft, because I needed an operation a few years ago, and it took a while to recover. It took 12 months to make a proper recovery, and well, without going into the deep side of things, didn't lose interest. I just wasn't able to focus on continuing with the development of the model railway. It's sort of, the bulk of it is done. I've not reached the scenery stage of it, but it's a very expensive hobby. It's much more expensive than Train Sim World. In fact, in comparison, Train Sim World, even starting from scratch, even if you haven't got an Xbox or the right PC, is still a lot cheaper than building an extensive railway, model railway. I'm not going to say that one is better than the other, because they both have their pluses and minuses. But the great thing about this is that, you know, you're in the cab, or you can be out the cab, and enjoy and be completely and fully immersed in the experience. Now, as I was saying, just to repeat, if you're still watching, if I've not bored you to death yet, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to be included in the credits at the end of my videos, leave a comment and mention you'd like to be a free supporter, and your name will then scroll down at the end of the video. Okay? That is a thank you from me. Right, so we're 12 miles away. We're getting a lot closer now. Now, there was something else I was going to mention in this video. Oh, we haven't done a bit of horn, have we? I've got my keyboard plugged in. So it's spacebar and the letter N. I also, if you, I think, what is it? Spacebar. What is, no, shift. If you use shift, like if I go out the cab now and use this, if I use shift, I can pull back. Oh, well, it did do for a moment. Let me just see if I can whiz forward. If I press shift, it makes you go much quicker. Oh, it's all cocking up. Anyway, I'm on figures and thumbs, but if you press shift anyway, you can move faster with your camera. Now look at that sun setting behind those trees. There's some more sheep there, look. We're not obsessed with sheep in Wales, I can promise you. But what does make... Oh, look, we're speeding. Oh, I don't care anymore. It's about the experience. I think this happened on one of the other runs, so I should have known on one of my other attempts to record this. I forgot what I was going to say now. There was something I was going to tell. Yeah, it was about sheep actually. When anybody from England, well, I'm not going to. There's countryside in England, because this is in England, isn't it? But when anybody moves into this area from an urban, city or built-up town, they post on Facebook that there's. Please be aware, everybody. There is sheep are loose on the roads around Brentford, so be careful. And then everybody starts laughing who live in Wales, because when you live in the countryside in Wales, sheep are usually loose on the roads. It's not unless it's a main road, but on the country lanes they are loose. There's a moose loose amongst this hoose. Yeah, loose sheep. So everybody starts laughing and commenting and saying, you now live in Wales, this is a common thing. It's so funny how city people don't... I'm not taking the mick. I don't want to lose any viewers who live in a city. But I mean, you know, staying on the subject, I was watching the news one morning, and the guy in the newsroom was asking this guy who was doing a report on farming, and he was stood around a load of sheep with this farmer, and he was interviewing this farmer, and he was asking the farmer, so do you know all their names? Now, if you've got something like 200 sheep, you know, grazing, it's going to be very difficult, you know, to even think of a name for each individual sheep. And certainly it's going to be very difficult to remember all of their names and identify them all and recognize them all, because, you know, sheep do all look very similar. Sorry, if I'm not entertaining you, I'm entertaining myself. It's the madness of trying to record this video. My 4th attempt. I'm going to turn into Blakey from On the Buses in the end. I'll get you, butler. I'll get you, butler. Because I just feel like Blakey. Yeah. Anyway, I've dropped down to 50. I don't know why. It's because of all of this excitement that I'm getting myself into. My brakes are off. I'm just going to put some throttle in. But we are going downhill and we're 6 miles away. Now, something I had done in preparation for this video, which I've just totally disregarded and left beside me, is when you're doing long runs like this, you think to yourself before you start recording, you think, what am I going to talk about? Well, on most occasions it's just happened naturally, but I've gone off on various tangents and directions, and sometimes I don't talk about what we're actually doing, and I thought to myself, I need to create a list of questions, because obviously, you know, if you want to ask questions, do ask questions in the comments, please do. But without that, I've got to create my own questions, and it's difficult to create questions for yourself to answer and really think of them. So I don't know if you've heard of it, but those of you who are familiar with, I just want to have a look outside, because it looks like there's like a valley down there. It's just to take a look at the outside of the oh, we're speeding again. Wow. Look at her. Just look at her. Isn't she beautiful? Anyway, what I was saying was having it's difficult to write interview questions for yourself, isn't it, you know? And I don't know anyone within the train sim community who could come up with a list of questions. I'm all here and alone at the moment until I get to start meeting people through forums or in the comments. So I thought, well, how am I going to create these questions? Anyway, those of you who are into all your computer stuff will know that there is an app called ChatGPT, which is an AI software which is very intelligent. You can ask it any question on anything, and I mean anything, and you can get it to write letters for you. You know, or you can ask it things about health matters. I mean, it's helped me with my dog hasn't been very well recently. Poor little boy, he's been diagnosed with dementia, and sometimes he's having accidents. And I've needed to look into ways on how to best care for him. And but thankfully, after seeing the vet and having help through ChatGPT, I've got the information much more easily and much more quickly than you would through any other means. It's also helped me with a lot of my own health matters and a lot of other things. I mean, I've had to write to my MP about some certain things that I've not been happy about, and it's helped generate those letters for me. So I asked ChatGPT to create a list of questions, and it's created 2 pages of questions which I'm not going to be able to answer now, I'm afraid. But what I'll do is I'll keep the list, and you know, when we hit a quiet moment on any of our future videos, I'll start reading out those questions. I mean, but I will read the first question, but we just need a little bit of break first. The first question is, what makes driving the Class 37 so special for you? Now, I've already answered that question in previous videos, so you're going to have to go and watch my other videos to find out the answer for that. Sorry, but I'm not going to answer it here. So I can't really answer that one. But, you know, what's shocking is how does it know? How does our AI, I am signed into it, but it obviously knows and remembers that my favourite loco is the Class 37. The second question is, how does Train Sim World 5 compare to earlier versions in terms of realism and gameplay? Again, I'm not going to answer that in this video. I'll answer it in a future video. I've only ever played Train Sim 4 and Train Sim 5 anyway, so it's a bit of a difficult one to answer anyway. So we're only 2 miles away, so we need to start dropping speed anyway really now. You would think I would have a yellow aspect on that signal, wouldn't you? Right, so we're on 50% braking speed here. I'm going to take the brake back off now because the train will continue. We've just gone through a black marker board for Carlisle. We can see another yellow aspect here, so I'm going to bring some more braking because I like to be in the 30s, as I was explaining earlier. I'm going to bring in 50%. We've got a 20 mile an hour speed limit coming up to 70% brake. See how much brake you have to put on when you pull in a heavy load. I'm hoping we'll drop speed in time. We're not going downhill, are we? No. Here's the white marker board. So we're in the neutral zone. I was going to use a clip from Star Trek The Next Generation for the neutral zone, because there's a scene with the Ferengi, I think. No, it's not with the Ferengi. I forget what they call them. It's not the Klingons neither. But there's a lovely little scene. You'll have to search for it. Maybe I'll put it in. I think I might have saved it in my favourites, but I'll have to link you to it. It's quite funny, and it would have been great to have it included it in the video going through the neutral zone, but I decided it was best not to, because with all the issues which YouTube have picked me up on, one of them being copyright, even under fair use, I just did not want to take the risk of having a copyright strike just for what would have been a 10-second clip from Star Trek. Have I got my engine running? Because I'm struggling to slow this down. Right, we've got 400 yards. And we're going to be coming to stop soon. See, I don't want to stop the train too early. I want to try and hit our mark if we can. So we're down to 10. Throttle, just a little bit of throttle. So we're 10 minutes early. So that gives us a little bit of time to have a little bit of a wander around the station. So my formula is to do the final braking for stopping around 50 yards. So we're coming close to 100 yards away now. I don't want to spad through this red light. One brake application on here. Right, 2 I'm going to bring in now. God, we're on, I don't know how much brake we're using then, but so there we go. Might as well put it into full service, and let's get the loco brake on, and let's get this into, I'm assuming it's going to be moving on to somewhere, because it's not going to be staying in a station, is it? So I'll leave it in engine only. I can hear, yeah, can you see it coming in over there? It sounds like a 47, I think. No, it sounds like, we'll go and have a look anyway. Let's go to our drone. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that sounds like a 37. No, it's class 40. Ooh, look at that class 40. I think she's coming in to stop, isn't she? Oops. Oh, damn it. We've got, oh, the lady's gone. There was a nice lady in there then. Now, I just wanted to mention something. I mean, obviously, the class 40s, I think I said in my last video, they've got extra wheels on than the class 37. But my favourite thing about class 37s there's kind of various front ends, isn't there, to 47s. 47s, sorry. Well, to all of them really, but 37s and the class 40s, they've all got different frontages to them. You used to have the number code in there, so whatever you put them on the side now, but the codes used to be in the front. So what they did in the end was they put just like a blank board in there, but left little circular transparent parts, so it must be painted like well, I don't know. Anyway, they're called domino box codes, and I just like the domino look. What is missing from this is a spotlight, because the intensity of those lights will not light up the railway line. Yeah, it's missing a spotlight, because if we have got a spotlight on the front of our, look at this lovely evening light here. Yeah, if we just come back to our train, our class 37, we've got a spotlight on the front. So you have got marker lights. So those domino codes act as marker lights, basically. They don't look like they're switched on, do they? I did switch them on. I'm sure I did. I'm pretty certain I switched them on. Anyway, it doesn't matter now. They are on, it's just the way the lights... but you see that the intensity of the spotlight will light the rail up better. So let's just have a look at our timetable schedule. Yeah, so wait for a moment. So we were due in, stop at location at 20:30, so we've got 5 minutes of wandering round here. So we'll have a quick look around stage. So the class 40 is now going. She's now leaving. But I can hear a class 47 behind her. Isn't it great when you get to learn the sounds of each engine? And I can understand, I was not taking the mick, but I was saying how a lot of train sim world experts can tell if the developers have kind of tweaked the sound. They've used other engine sounds, and then sound engineers have changed it to try and replicate the sounds. But I do know that the developers do go out of their way to get official recordings of the engines. It's just in certain circumstances it's sometimes difficult to do it. So let's have a wander around the platform. I'm not one of these people who does the collections, you know, when you see a notice board, and I mean, if I do see it, I'll correct it. Do you know what? I didn't know for a long time that these timetables are accurate on the departure. I thought they would have been just artificial information. But they do change in real time on the conditions of what's happening. Can you tell I'm starting to waffle? There's a nice British Rail sandwich. Got another walkway through here. Got a little bit of a, what's this? Traveller's Fair coffee bar. coffee is so popular these days. Now this reminds me of Call of Duty, because in Call of Duty you would go to one of these tills in Warzone or in Resurgence and steal the money, because then when you got money you can then go and buy your loot box, your loadout box. Are you having a sit down, are you, mate? Tired, yeah? Yeah, been a long day. Looks like you've had one of those long days. I like the orange moustache. Yeah, looks good. So, yeah. He looks a bit peed off. Well, she looks happier. She's all in her denim. Her 80s denim. Was it denim that was in the 80s? So we got the staff room, and yeah, it looks realistic enough, because I said in one of my videos, I don't know if it was the last video, but in one of my videos, you'll have to just watch all my videos, won't you? In one of my videos, I told the story, a true story of me taking an early train from Cardiff, and I really needed a cup of tea, and the conductor could see I was desperate for a cup of tea, and when the train was going at high speed, so we arrived early at the station, which then allowed him to have a break and go into the staff room and have a cup of tea, and I was so jealous, but I shouldn't have been so quick to judge, because he come back on the train and said, "Come with me," and he let me off the train and he took me into the staff room and made me a cup of tea, and yeah, so I didn't know you could go into the toilets. I don't. Isn't it strange? Where's the ladies' toilets though? Anyway, I don't feel right about going into ladies' toilets. That's just not right, is it? Anyway, I think we should be ending soon. Is it when we were due in? 2030. Perhaps it'll be the end of this minute. But sadly, there's nothing else happening here. Yeah, there we go. So there's the end. So we've had a few speeding accidents along the way. We were due in at T-Bay at 19:21. We got there quite early. Stopping accuracy was reasonable, and we arrived at Carlisle. We were due at 20:30, and our actual was 10 minutes early. So yeah, we've done it. We've completed the journey. I hope. I just need to check now that everything's recorded itself properly, but you don't need to worry about that. You'll know if it made it because it'll be uploaded. So without further ado, I'd just like to thank you all. Please like and subscribe, please leave comments, and I look forward to seeing you much sooner this time. Take care, everybody. Thank you and goodbye.